This year marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relationships between Bahrain and France. And we're here at the residence of the French ambassador, His Excellency Jérôme Cauchard, to talk more about these relationships and what it takes to sustain them. But as Life and Style has always done, we will find out more about the man behind the diplomat. And since the French are chic, classy and classic, everything that we hope to be at Life and Style as well, there's a little bit of that coming up. Your Excellency, it's been 50 years of diplomatic relations between France and Bahrain, and it's been a wonderful bond. What is the French embassy doing to ensure that these bonds keep strengthening?
In fact, we are working on a daily basis to enrich the relationship. You know, it's like movement is necessary.
True.
It's like on a bicycle. You have on a daily basis to move it, to improve the relation. But the relations, we celebrated this year 50 years of diplomatic relations. So France was among the first countries to establish diplomatic relations with the Kingdom of Bahrain. And since then, we have permanent dialogue with Bahrain, even at the highest level. His Majesty the King was in Paris,
Yes.
hosted by the French President, Emmanuel Macron, and they had very constructive talks together. So you see, our dialogue is there.
Continuous. This is, I think, a representation of the 50 years of friendship. Can you take us through this beautiful painting and the ideas and thoughts behind it?
Well, the idea was to give the floor to young artists. And we are lucky because in Bahrain we have French young artists. So they join with Bahraini young artists, and I told them, do what you want for the 50 years of diplomatic relations. So it's their creation, and the result is thrilling. As you mentioned, we have 50 years, the Eiffel Tower, skyline, the traditional boat, and fishermen, because France is a country for fishing, but Bahrain also.
Also, yes.
So, and they created one face, but in fact two countries with two fishermen. So really, it's a masterpiece. And very appropriate to celebrate our 50 years of diplomatic relations.
So France is all about culture and fashion and food. Now there's so much that happens there, and you're trying to bring most of it here as well. So there are many things that the French embassy organizes in terms of screenwriters workshop and the Paris to Manama show. Tell us a little bit more.
Well, so the importance of diplomatic and commercial relations is well known, but cultural and artistic relations have also a great part. This is why, for example, this is your question, we are focusing on Fashion Week. It helps to bring civil societies in our relation, and not only at the official high level or official level. And we want to put in light young, emerging, talented Bahraini designers. This is the purpose of the Fashion Week this year, with a general theme which is fashion meets art and design.
Which is what France is famous for, and Bahrain is doing well as well.
Yes, in many fields, by the way, we found talented young Bahrainis, including in photography, including in gastronomy, and as you mentioned, in screenwriting workshops. Bahrain is full of talents. And for the Fashion Week, mentors and some French experts together with Bahraini experts, are guiding these young designers for 6 weeks. And during the Fashion Week, we will showcase their best creations from 4 to 8 pieces for each designer.
Your Excellency, in the last couple of years, key French companies have played an important role in some of the big projects in Bahrain, like the new airport. Can you take us through that?
Well, generally speaking, the French companies are interested in grasping all the opportunities offered by the Bahraini dynamic and diversified economy. As you mentioned, we are also focusing on a key sector for Bahrain, tourism, hospitality in the broader sense of the term. This is why French companies are fully involved in transportation, the planes, the airport. French companies were deeply involved, but also hospitality. The Accor Group is number one in Bahrain, with 7 different kinds of hotels, ranging from the 5 stars plus to Ibis, which is the French quality, but it's
budgetish,
a bit different quality. So we are fully involved, and French companies are also interested by the subway. And we are waiting for the first answers about this, but French companies are there. We are also fully involved, for example, in retail. There is Carrefour, well known in Bahrain, finance and banking. BNP Paribas has its regional headquarters in Bahrain, and so much more. I also want to pay tribute to the French Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Bahrain, who is very active and is helping and promoting French companies on the Bahraini market. They are making a great job too.
So you joined the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 1987, and you've been stationed in many places, Syria, Beirut, and now you're the ambassador to Bahrain. Tell us what have been your key achievements? What are the things that you've been the most proud of?
Well, diplomats are travelers. Our diplomatic career brings you in many places in the world, in many continents. I was also posted, by the way, in Canada.
Oh.
No location is the same. And as a diplomat, you must take into account the huge differences, huge diversity of each posting. Each posting brings you enrichment, wonderful encounters with different people. So this is, if I want to sum up my career, I would say that most of my life has been with different people. Sometimes it makes you humble to see diversity, but very enriching.
Your Excellency, I believe you can speak Arabic. A message for our viewers in French and Arabic, perhaps?
Yes, you're right. I can also speak in French. Bahreïn est un beau pays et je suis très heureux d'être posté à Bahreïn. وبالعربية أنا مسرور جدا بخدمتي في البحرين. بحرين بلاد جميل كما تعلمين الناس.
Your Excellency, Bahrain is a very unique mix of modern and traditional, and there's so much culture. What do you personally like about the culture of Bahrain?
You're right. Bahrain is an incredible mix of history, archaeology, diversity, tradition, interest for foreign cultures, but also at the same time modernity, interreligious dialogue, so many passed by Bahrain shores throughout centuries and even millennia. We can feel it when we live here. You understand that I am not a pianist. Anyway, this piano is of very high quality, and we have many French famous pianists who came, classical, also jazz, who came and they played for an audience and guests, wonderful concerts with this piano. It's a great piece of art, and I'm very happy to have a real piano at the French Embassy because I'm fond of music, although I am not a pianist.
Your Excellency, with the FIFA World Cup coming up and France being a football crazy nation as is Bahrain, what do you expect? And have you played football yourself?
Well, I've been practicing a lot of sports in my life, and football was with tennis, was one of the key sports, and of course we're very excited by the coming World Cup, and I really cross fingers for the French team, and for sure I will try to organize, at least for the people of the embassy, a screening of the match to support our team as the team deserves it.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for taking the time out and doing this interview with Life and Style in your beautiful residence. You must tell us about it. It has such beautiful art and the ambience is just magnificent.
Thank you for this. Yeah, we are trying to have residence, because here is the residence of the ambassador, according to French culture, the way art goes with France for centuries.
Yes.
This is why we have many pieces, especially paintings. This is the French embassy reviewed by famous artist, Abbas el-Moussaoui, Bahraini artist. And we already spoke of the special painting for the 50th anniversary. And everywhere you can see pieces of art. The embassy is not a rented place. It was especially made by French architects, designed by French architects, and built to be the French embassy in Bahrain. It was done in the 80s, and I believe that it will never end.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. It was a pleasure.
Au revoir, merci.